you in the market for new filters or maybe an upgrade to filters? Well, you've come to the right place. I've recently just upgraded my filters and I've gone through the whole process of selection. So what I'm going to do today is go through the process, go through the filters that I've chosen to upgrade to, why I chose them, and also a number of series of example images that I'll capture here to give you an idea of the capability of these filters. I'm on location today at an amazing waterfall. I felt that a waterfall would be totally applicable to show you the new filters. And this video is very much about giving you the information as to why I made this buy and purchase and showing some examples of the quality of the filters. In the future, I will go onto location using these filters, much more about the location shoot. So I'll be doing some seascapes in the not too distant future, and probably more waterfalls and sunsets and sunrises, because I do love all of those. But I'll be using these filters extensively in the future. So the process, let's cover the process first of selection. So the first thing that I did, and thank you to all the people that responded, was to do a poll on my YouTube channel. And this basically came down to then 3 filter brands: Nisi, Kase and Mavens. And the next step was then to really, now I'd got my shortlist, to go through and look at reviews. And this is actually what I found to be the hardest bit. There are so many reviews where there is a bias because they've been given it for free, etc., etc. There were some channels even on YouTube where one month they would have one of the brands, the next month they'd have another brand, the next month they'd have another brand, and each month it was their new favorite filter system. So those kind of channels and reviews I actually quickly discounted on account, as I didn't believe that they were neutral. So what I then did was simply go to reviews where people had actually bought the filters. And following this, it really shortlisted it down to Kase and Nisi. Both have absolutely brilliant ones. Mavens were up there, but being in the UK, they were a little bit harder to get hold of, or certainly I couldn't find an easy way other than importing them from the US, which would have involved a lot of tax on my part, I suspect. Don't know whether that situation has changed, but certainly when I was doing the review and looking at it, that was the situation. So when it came to trying to differentiate between Nisi and Kase, it was actually quite a hard call. Both systems have great optics. They're both color-coded so that they're easily identifiable. They both come in a great little bag that hooks onto the tripod. So it came down to kind of responsiveness of support. So I dropped both an email just trying to clarify exactly what it was that I required. And I have to say that the Kase, Nisi did respond, but the responsiveness, the speed from Kase was absolutely fantastic. Even on a Sunday, they got back to me, which I was really surprised at, which was absolutely brilliant. And to me, any kind of issues I may have with any product, I'd like to know that I'm going to get post-purchase support. And that became apparent from Kase for sure. And the other consideration was actually just, were they available? So one of the aspects that I had was I couldn't fully get everything that I wanted, and I'll go through the kit that I purchased in just one second. The guys at Kase let me know that they were all going to be in stock within a few days, and true to their word, they were all in stock. And the kit that I purchased from Kase is their Revolution system, consisted of a Circular Polariser magnetic with 3 ND filters, the ND8, ND64 and the ND1000. I did consider whether to get a variable ND filter, but actually I excluded that because I felt that they're much more geared toward videography than actual photography. So for me, that was unnecessary and just another complication on the front of the lens. So now let's start taking a look at the performance of the Kase filters that I've purchased. So let's just pop the Circular Polariser on the front of the lens there. This is such a strong magnet, much stronger than my previous set of filters. I'm not going to diss those, they've actually served me pretty well over the last 18 months. If anybody is interested in what I've upgraded from, just drop a comment in the comments below the video. Now, one thing to notice is the size of the magnetic ring on the front of the lens. And I went for the 77mm filter size, and the reason I went for a larger filter size than my current lens is really two key aspects to that. The first one is that it future-proofs my filter system. If I get a bigger lens in the future, one of the potential lenses I will get may have a 77mm screw thread, whereas at the moment my biggest is 67mm. So actually step-up rings from Kase were really cheap. You just put it on the front, the magnetic filter just pops on the front straight away. The second reason for going for a bigger one is actually when I use my 10-18, I always used to get vignetting when I used my old 67mm filters. Now with the 77mm, I won't get any vignetting, which is absolutely brilliant. Okay, so first let's take a look at the CPL in action on the waterfall. So this is it without the filter. Let's pop the CPL on the front. We've got the CPL on there. Let's just spin that a little bit. You can see it really cutting out the glare in the water and the reflections. Let's just do that. And now you can see it's fully reflective. Look how we're really picking up such a great shade of green now. So let's catch our first image without any filter at all. And as you can see, we've got here the waterfall coming in. It's not the best composition, but it really does serve my purposes for demonstrating the filters today. But I do like the rocks framing it at the bottom, the leaf top left. Let me just get the info for you. The waterfall coming in from the top right and leading through those leaves. The pool of water in the foreground really is going to be there to demonstrate my filter in action. So that's the image with no filter at all. Let's now put the filter on the front. You can see it darkens it down immediately. And you can see here now we've put the CPL on. Look at the richness in those greens. It's cut out all the ambient light reflection. It's reduced our shutter speed down to ½ second, which is perfect for this waterfall. So if you're finding this useful so far, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. If you've got any questions as I continue through this on the filters that I've chosen and any comments, please drop those below. But remember, hit that like and subscribe button. As the channel grows, your support is massively appreciated. Thank you, and let's crack on. Now what I'm going to do is change location slightly and go to the lakeside where it's a lot brighter, and we'll get a composition with the ND filters. And this is the image with just the CPL applied at the moment, bringing in the colours. I'm trying to be consistent. The sun keeps kind of coming and going. I'm going to try and get it to be super consistent when I do it. You can see that freezes the motion. Right, let's apply the ND8. So that slowed me down to a 0.4 of a second shutter speed at f7.1. But what I really love about these ND filters, unlike my previous sets, there's no colour shift. It's capturing the true colours. And this is my image now with the ND64 applied. Absolutely love it. It's just keeping the colours true to the scene. Absolutely brilliant. You'll also notice that although I am stacking both the CPL and the ND filters, there's zero vignetting on my lens and in the images, which is exactly what I want. Right, let's get the ND1000 and really slow this down. And this is my image with the ND1000 or 10-stop filter applied. Look how it's smoothed out the flow of the water. I've also picked a day when there's very little wind down here so that there's no movement in the leaves and the branches, otherwise that would have created the blur effect. So that's worked in my favour today. So in conclusion, the colour of the images produced using this filter system is so true to life, so accurate, absolutely brilliant. Zero colour cast. It's eliminated my vignette issues, which I had on my old filters, and it's also right out to the CPL through the various ND filters. That, as I've mentioned, no colour cast whatsoever. True rendition of the colours in the scene. I hope that you found this useful on the reasons that I have purchased the Kase filter system. The process I went through, the reasons why. It's not sponsored in any way, by the way, so just so that you know. So please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and also check out these videos next. Thank you very much for your time in watching this video, and until next time, thank you and see you soon.